Good evening and welcome to Prime of Midlife. Now, we could of course talk about the fact that Liz Truss has been elected Prime Minister of the UK. However, as she was exceedingly careful to say nothing about anything in particular, apart from she wants to do tax cuts and boost the economy by bringing in investment, I think I shall wait until we hear actual announcements from her so that I don't, get things wrong, say things that are wrong, etc, etc. So we're just going to leave that where it is. Tonight instead, I want to speak about smart meters. Now, thanks to Alaska Prepper, which is where I saw this and was like, nah. Oh yeah, so it would seem. So in Colorado, just recently, 22,000 people, that's right, 22,000 people were unable to change the thermostat in their home for the aircon at 90 degrees heat. So I'm like, what? So off I went and looked. And yes, they have signed up for a thing called the AC Rewards Programme. Now, I have it up here. The company is called Excel Energy, and the AC Reward Programme is to, during the hottest days, they will sort of take control and you will help them manage the peaks and ease the strain on the electrical grid. You will be cut back on the time your central air works to cool your home with control events. And to sign up, if you sign up for this AC control thing, means you get £100 credit or $100 credit straight up, and then you get $25 every year for being part of the programme. And at the bottom, it says me, and this is because I want you to know exactly what it says here. At the very bottom, it says control events. So this is when it cuts back on the time your central air works. Control events may occur any time during the cooling season. Okay, so control events can occur. You will have the ability to opt out of control events at any time and receive optional notifications of control events either from your thermostat, mobile device or web app. So you get this $100 to sign up, you get the $25 a year, but you can opt out of it at any time, any of these control events, until you get to the last sentence. The last sentence says, on rare occasions, system emergencies may cause a control event that cannot be overridden. So it cannot be overridden. So you could be sitting there with someone with a raging temperature and you cannot override your aircon. Now, they overrid it at 90 degrees, which is about, I think it's about 32 in UK speak. What if it gets up higher? What if it gets, there's some places just now are getting up to close to 40 degrees. And at 90, they're already saying, nah, we're just switching you all off. Now, I don't know about you, but I personally, if I had signed up for that, I'd be like, yep, that's fine. If you're having an emergency, no problem. I do not mind helping, which I don't. I do not mind helping if there is this like 40-degree heat or this, ridiculously unusual event. I don't mind helping so they can keep the hospitals going or so that they can keep the emergency services going. What I do mind is at 90 degrees, 22,000 people were unable to access their thermostat for what? Who decides it's an emergency? Because I, for one, certainly in the UK, do not think that Boris Johnson or Liz Truss are the ones who should decide what is an emergency, because their priorities are certainly a whole lot different than mine. So who decides? And when you wonder about this, before you signed up for this, did they tell you that an emergency that you would not be able to use your aircon would be 90 degrees? I think not. So, as far as I'm concerned, This is the very thin edge of the wedge. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I am prepared to be wrong here again. But I seem to remember reading somewhere that the new car chargers going in the UK will be able to be controlled so that if there is too much of a drain on the energy grid, they will be able to slow down the car chargers. Which all sounds well and good. But depending on your range, if you think that your car's getting 8 hours of charge, but actually it's only getting 6 hours of charge, and you're heading up to the wilds of Scotland, good luck finding another charger before you run out of energy. Aha. So we've got all this, we need to all do electric cars, blah, blah, blah. We can't even get the electric that we've got just now. And don't even start me on the fact that the oil prices have gone up again. And OPEC's cut their production by 100,000 barrels a day. And we're all supposed to go electric. Really? This is, 22,000 people switched off like that. Broken fingers, can't do the snappy thing. Just switched off, 22,000 in 90 degrees heat. Now, if you don't think that's wrong, then I don't know what is. And just a wee thing on your thermostat going, oops, forgot to tell you, it's a climate, well, it's not even a climate emergency, they're just saying it's an emergency. And you're not able to override. No warning, no nothing, just poof, flick of a switch. So I will not be getting a smart meter in my house. They will need to do something drastic to get in my house to put a smart meter on. My daughter knows that I do not want a smart meter. My other half, Patrick, knows I do not want a smart meter. I don't want it anywhere near my house. I do not want that lack of control. Leave him. It's bad enough that my heating is run by SSE. They decide when my hot water heater's coming on. That is quite bad enough. Thank you very much. I am absolutely not having some foreign-owned, shareholder-driven, bonus-driven person, lackey, deciding when they're going to hit the button to put my power off. It's not happening. So yes, there you go. That's my wee rant of today. 22,000 at the flick of a switch. No me. So there you go. That was my thing. I will go off now and I will go and have something to eat because I've been up visiting mum and I'm just back in. So I'm absolutely starving hungry. So I'm going to go and get something to eat and I'll catch you later.